Hello friends, happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Today in this video, we are going to show you 3 recipes specially for Ganesh Chaturthi. One is a Modhak made of dry fruits, another is a vada made of lobia, another one is a sundal. Stay tuned and make this Ganesh Chaturthi special. Like I said, we are going to make 3 recipes, a twist to the traditional Modhak, vada and sundal. So the first is a dry fruit Modhak, next is a sundal, and the third is a vada made of lobia. Let's get started with Modhak. The ingredients required are 10 cashews chopped, 10 badams chopped, 1 cup of jaggery, half a cup of coconut, 10 pistas chopped, and 1 cup of rice flour. Take the rice flour in a pan, and then in another bowl heat 1 cup of water, the same cup that you measured the rice flour. Heat the water, let it boil, add a spoon of ghee to this or oil. Let the water boil for a while. So we are adding ghee or oil to this so that when you mix the batter for the modak, it doesn't stick and it uniformly forms. Add a little salt to this. Once the water is hot, add this water to the flour, portion by portion, and knead it well. So the flour would be a little hot, so do not use your hands directly. Use a ladle and stir it continuously and evenly so that it doesn't form lumps and it gets mixed evenly. So add water portion by portion and do not add it at a stretch. So you'll have to knead it like this. So the flour mixture would be little glossy in texture and it should not stick to the pan. Till that, knead it and add a little oil if required and mix it thoroughly so that it doesn't stick to the pan and comes out really well. So you see the batter, it's glossy and nice. It's soft. It shouldn't be like a roti batter, it should be really soft and glossy and it should not stick to your palm. Now take a pan, add 2 spoons of ghee and let's dry roast the dry fruits. So the ghee has to be moderately hot and it should not be very hot and the smoke shouldn't come out, otherwise your raisins will get burnt. So I'm adding the chopped raisins to this. We are going to saute this. So with the raisins, it's really good for kids as well as elders, with a lot of good calories. So this modak is really tasty and nice. We don't add any sugar to this. So it's just jaggery, so it's good for everybody, even for those who are dieting. This recipe is really good. Transfer the dry roasted ones to a bowl. Now in another pan, put 1 cup of jaggery and a quarter glass of water to this. Very less amount of water so that the jaggery melts. Just give it a stir so that it melts quickly. So there will be a lot of impurities in jaggery. You just have to have a watch on the impurities that are there in the jaggery. And you shouldn't add the other ingredients directly to this. Rather, once this is done, you will have to filter it and then again add the rest of the ingredients. So now I'm going to filter this using a strainer so that the impurities get settled in the strainer. So usually there's a lot of mud, stones and everything when the jaggery is processed. So we have strained this and again add this to the kadai and add the grated coconuts to this and give it a nice stir so that this becomes little thick and not a watery consistency. So this has to become little thick and not watery. So the color would actually change. Till then keep stirring so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. It gives a good aroma. This time add some elaichi, 4 to 5 powdered elaichis, and keep stirring well. You see, it's becoming a little glossy and it's not sticking to the pan. And it's becoming thick. So keep stirring it continuously. Now at this stage we are going to add the dry raisins that we have fried. Mix it evenly and add a spoon of ghee. So this is the consistency that we are going to make the stuffing. The stuffing is ready and our batter is also ready. Yeah. So now we'll make the idli vessel ready. So pour a glass of water to the idli vessel and let the water boil in a low flame. Meanwhile, you grease the idli plates and keep it aside while we prepare the modaks and keep it ready for it to be steamed. So grease it with either ghee or little oil so that the modaks doesn't stick to the base of the idli pan. So this is the mold that I have. So there are two different molds, one that's used to make a samosa and other is a modak mold. So I'm taking the modak mold and greasing it with oil. Once you grease this with oil, take a small ball of the batter and press it to a thin layer on this mold. It should not be thick. If you make it thick, your modak doesn't taste good. The outer layer should be really thin. So in all the three compartments, make a thin layer. You need to be a little careful when you make with these molds. Yeah, so make a thin compartment in all the three layers. Now take a little stuffing that we have prepared. Yeah, so this is the quantity that you take and keep in the center portion. And close the three together. Yeah. So at this side you will see a opening. So just press the stuffing and close the edges and cover it evenly. And towards the front you will have the extra layers that comes out of the mold. Remove them. And gently open it. You need to be really gentle when you open it, otherwise it will break. So this is how the Modhak is coming out of the mold. It really looks nice. Yeah. So keep this aside. I'm going to show you another method if you don't have a mold. Take a small ball in your hands and press it to a thin, flat and round layer using your fingers. It should be a very thin layer and it should not stick to your hand. So apply some oil to your hand and grease it well and make a very thin layer. You can use your two fingers or you can use one finger. I'm actually comfortable with one. So this is how I'm making a thin layer. You see, this is not sticking to my hand. Now take a small ball of the stuffing and keep it in the center. And take one side and cover it. So once you cover this way, just press the corners so that both the sides they stick evenly and the stuffing doesn't come out. Once both the sides are evenly closed, just tilt the edges towards the front so that it will give you a good shape when you steam it. Yeah, so in case you don't have a mold, use this. Now the dosa container is hot. We boil the water. Whatever modaks we have made from the mold, we're going to steam them. We're going to steam this for 15 minutes in medium flame. Cover this with the lid and steam it for 15 minutes. Now we have steamed it for 15 minutes. I'm opening the lid. So you see, it's really glossy and looks nice. Yeah. It really looks soft and spongy. And the stuffing looks really juicy when it's broken. Just see, it looks really juicy and nice when it's broken. The dry fruits, the jaggery, the coconut, everything looks nice. So then the regular modaks, I like it this way. So you can try this. We'll move on to the next one, sundal. So this sundal, I'm not using onions. Instead of onions, I'm using carrot to season it. And let's see the ingredients required. So you'll have to soak channa overnight. I've taken a glass of channa and I've soaked it overnight. We need grated carrots, 1 number, and then grated coconut, 2 pieces, curry leaves, coriander leaves, chana dal, urad dal, and cumin seeds and chilies for tempering. Now in a cooker, add this soaked chana dal that is soaked overnight and add a glass of water. Then add half a spoon of salt to this. So we're just adding half a spoon of salt now and then closing the lid. Allow this to cook for 2 whistles. So depending on the pressure of your cooker. So my cooker, it's cooked in 2 whistles, so I'm leaving it for 2 whistles. So now the 2 whistles are done. Meanwhile, we'll keep the ingredients ready for tempering. Take a pan, add 2 spoons of oil. Once the oil is hot, we'll start adding the tempering ingredients. Chana dal, urad dal. Sort it well. And the flame should be in low flame and the tempering ingredient should not get burnt. So if it gets burnt, it will give a burnt taste to your sundal. Now you add cumin to this. Once this is brown, we're going to add the cumin to this, because cumin takes a little time to get cooked. If you add it in the front, it will get burnt. Sort it well. Then let's add the red chilies broken into 2 pieces, and some curry leaves. Let the curry leaves splutter. Saute it well. And now we're gonna add the grated carrot to this tempering ingredients. So carrot brings in a good flavor to this sundal. So you can add onions as well if you wish to add, but rather than the taste of onions, the carrot gives you a good flavor. Instead of carrot, you can also add raw mangoes if it's a season. So grated raw mangoes can also be a replacement for carrots. Now add the grated coconuts and sort it well. So I'm making this with chana dal, the white one. You can also use the brown one, or you can also use chickpeas. Now the steamed chana dal, we're going to strain the water and add it to this. You don't have to cook the carrot till it's cooked. It can be 1/4 cooked, and the chana dal can be added. Stir it well so that the tempering ingredients, the carrot and all the seasoning is equally mixed. Now add half a spoon of salt. We've already added half a spoon, now it's another half a spoon, so total 1 spoon. Half a spoon of chili powder. Mix it thoroughly and saute it for 2 minutes so that the raw flavor of the chili powder is gone. The salt is evenly mixed thoroughly to the sundal so that all the flavors get inside the chana dal and it really tastes well when you eat. So just garnish it with coriander leaves and your tasty sundal is ready. Our next item for today is vada, made out of lobia, also called as alsandalu in Telugu and karamani in Tamil. So this is rich in proteins and a perfect replacement for urad dal. So let's see how to prepare this. So soak lobia for 4 to 6 hours and strain the water. So when we grind this, it should be absolutely water free, and we are going to grind it with the moisture that is there for whatever hours we have soaked it. So transfer it to a mixie jar and grind it to a coarse paste with 1 spoon of salt. So this is how the batter should look. It should be coarse and it should not be watery. Now while we prepare the batter, take a pan and add half a liter of water to the pan. It should be a deep bottom pan. So now till the oil gets hot, we'll prepare the batter. I'm adding green chilies to this, onion 1 number, 2 green chilies you can add and 1 onions, a little coriander leaves, a little curry leaves chopped. Now all these leaves should be chopped, and then a little pudina also, which is finely chopped. Mix it thoroughly, and it has to be like this. When you make a ball, it has to be a ball and it shouldn't stick and it shouldn't break. Yeah, it has to fall when you drop it. So make small balls with one hand. Using the other hand, make small round patties. You need a hole in the center to look traditional and nice. Just use your thumb finger and make a hole. And then drop this into the hot oil. The oil should be hot and it should not be smoky and the smoke should not come out. Yeah. So keep your stove in the slim flame and drop in other vadas inside. If you keep it in high flame, outside it will become brown, but inside it wouldn't have got cooked. So keep it in slow flame and cook it till these bubbles that are coming up on the top, they'll have to settle. So our vada is half cooked. So now you can turn it to the other side and you see the bubbles have almost stopped. Yeah. So it has to complete, the sound of the bubbles should actually stop, and that's when you remove the vada from the pan. Use a strainer and strain the oil and transfer it to a plate. Likewise, repeat it for the rest of the batter. Our tasty lobia vada is also ready, which is highly nutritious, a very good substitute of urad dal, and actually a different one from the regular vadas that we usually make for festivals. Hey friends, a happy Ganesh Chaturthi once again. I wish Lord Ganesha showers all the happiness, good health and prosperity to you and your family. Stay blessed and stay safe.